Hello everybody and welcome to the HCW Podcast. This week we are going to be reviewing WWE Friday Night Smackdown, WWE Monday Night Raw, and then we'll go to AEW. So we've got Saturday Night Collision, Forbidden Door, and AEW Dynamite from Wednesday. So yeah, stay tuned. It's going to be a fun-packed show. Roll intro.
HCW Reviews.
Hello everybody and welcome to the show. I am your host Frozzy, alongside Rake Russell as always. How are you doing on this fine evening, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm just literally publishing DP's flipping Twitch video because I just realised he hasn't published it yet. But yeah, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. A little bit tired, but like last day of the 4 days tomorrow, so or today as everyone's seeing this. So yeah, by the time this video has gone out, I will be on 4 days off, which is wonderful. But yeah, it's been a week, hasn't it, wrestling wise?
Yeah. Well, it's 5 things to review.
Yeah.
Well, I've written no notes Forbidden Door wise, well, as in like I've got the match order and the ratings, but I've not written notes because
too much happened. It's just like we'll just talk about bits as we get to them, stuff that we want to talk about. Like I haven't really got much to say around certain matches because they just don't need anything. But yeah, we'll take it away and we'll start with Friday Night Smackdown.
Excellent. Down since day one. So we had the Usos in the ring. It was pretty much a Roman Reigns isn't there kind of spiel. Hyping Money in the Bank. Obviously they made their choices, Roman made his. And then it's more of that Jade said he didn't betray Roman because he dislikes him. It's the respect factor that he didn't respect him. Which is fair enough. And so they're building it towards a respect factor. The Bloodline story is going to continue. There's going to be something random that's going to happen at Money in the Bank. There's so many hints at random stuff.
Yeah, I hope they do, but they need to start involving the title because this will be 2 pay-per-views in a row now where Roman's not defended. And they're literally just counting up the days, and it's like, you can't just count up the days. He has to fight.
Yeah. No, I'll probably throw something in at some point. Who cares? We then started off with LA Knight versus Rey Mysterio. So a few months ago, LA Knight, no matter what was happening, was going to lose. Yeah. But now, he just basically ran through Rey Mysterio. All right, at 2.5 stars. People are saying it's weird that LA Knight's so over that he got Rey Mysterio booed.
Yeah.
It's the last time that's happened was Daniel Bryan when he was supposed to enter the Rumble and it was Rey Mysterio enter the Rumble.
Yeah.
LA gonna win the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then LA Knight's about to kind of attack Rey after the match, and Santos comes out for the save, so they're obviously hinting at that for the Money in the Bank. Yeah. Solo Sikoa just randomly spikes Rich Holland backstage because why not? And then Sheamus is like, Solo! So yeah, he wants to fight Solo Sikoa because he spiked Ridge. So that's a way of setting up a main event. Then we had a title unification match. I'm enjoying that they're unifying titles now. The more they unify, the less titles they are.
Yeah.
So we had the unholy something.
Yeah, I wanted to say Trinity, but it's not.
Unholy Union?
Yeah.
Something like that. I feel like, yeah. I wanted to say Trinity. Versus Shayna Ron. That's what they were going to be called until I think of something better. Shanabaz. Ronabaz. I don't know. They haven't got a name yet.
Shona.
I read it. Shona. Here comes Shona. So I rated 3 stars. It was actually pretty good. There was instances where I actually thought the Unholy Union was going to win at one point. But it was right for Ronda and Baszler to win the match because they should be a dominant tag team for a while.
Yeah.
And they've made out for it now that obviously because they're the tag team champions of every brand, they will just turn up to defend the titles, which I don't mind when you're a champion. Yeah. It's just if you're not a champion, it makes no sense. If like Ricochet turns up on SmackDown, it makes no sense.
If Ricochet turns up anywhere, it makes no sense.
And then straight after this, Raquel Rodriguez comes down and, she wants to challenge him for the titles. And here comes Liv Morgan because Liv Morgan's back.
Yeah, way ahead of schedule. So fair
play. She'll get injured again. But yeah.
By Ronda,
it'll be too soon, yeah. The dead section of the Waller effect is happening. Every week the Waller effect now. Don't care. and it's just really smarmy, and they don't care that Waller. They must have no opinion on Grayson Waller's wrestling. Hasn't wrestled on SmackDown yet, has he?
They're apparently working towards Logan Paul and Grayson Waller, aren't they? Depending on who you listen to. That it's not a great source that said that, so don't take that as gospel. But that is what I've seen. He
also needs to have a match at least, like he
isn't
a great
that'll be the match. Anyway. Logan Paul and Grayson Waller.
Yeah, but I mean Grayson Waller prior to that, he's not like Logan Paul that can just turn up. Like Grayson Waller has to actually fight matches for me to care.
I think if the match gets made and they don't wrestle before that, I think it'll still have intrigue because people will want to see Grayson Waller fight, and they'll be like, well, this is like Logan Paul's never fought against someone who's not been 10 times his experience.
Yeah, I can say that. It's just if you haven't watched NXT, that probably will work. But if people that watched NXT, Grayson Waller's not that great wrestling was. So it's kind of like it's just like Pretty Deadly hype their match, and then it's Pretty Deadly versus Street Profits right at 2 3/4. Street Profits needs to go away. I will say that every week until this happens. Cram and Grinds wasn't on the show once again, so maybe in the bin. And we had Lacey versus Charlotte Flair, which I even forgot existed. I had to write the note straight afterwards. I rated it, I think 2 stars. Charlotte won. Clearly was always going to happen. And then to round off SmackDown, Solo absolutely murdered Sheamus. Rated 3 stars. He won by TKO in the end, technically.
Yeah.
Cause he did the running Samoan kind of like hip attack, but into the guardrail.
Your favourite spot.
Yeah. Into the timekeepers, but at least he didn't go over. He went through.
I know. Yeah.
I haven't seen that spot in ages, to be fair, thinking about it. It used to be.
You used to complain about it like fuck.
But then you'd notice it continuously, and I know it hasn't happened. And then the Usos come out and lay waste to Solo again.
Yeah.
So next week, Roman's back. It's in the UK, and there's a few title matches, so.
Yeah, I'm quite annoyed though that the Pretty Deadly KO and Sammy matches are on SmackDown and not on Money in the Bank. When I think the women's tag title is on Money in the Bank. Like swap them. Like,
but women.
I know, I get it, but swap them. One is going to be good, like legitimately good. The other one, you don't know what you're going to get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's really bothered me since it was announced. I'm just like, they've done this wrong. Or put them both on the pay-per-view.
The only way it makes sense if it's on SmackDown is if it's the main event and Pretty Deadly win. As in, like, it's a nice highlight to end SmackDown on, maybe. But then again, Roman Reigns is on SmackDown, so it's never going to end
Which
SmackDown.
If Pretty Deadly are winning, you do it at the pay-per-view. Because you don't want to devalue Sammy and KO anyway.
Maybe they're going to fuck something up on the pay-per-view and they don't want Pretty Deadly to be like the shining light of a fucked up ending of pay-per-view. But yeah, so SmackDown was alright. Nothing special.
Yeah, it was just there, wasn't it? Hopefully this week's a little bit better with it being go home and over here. And we get to watch it live, which is unlucky America. For a change.
Yeah!
Yeah!
We get to see LA Knight win the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And then cash in on the same night.
LA Knight.
Yes, it will be his night.
Well, what we'll do is we'll move on to Raw.
Yeah, started off straight away with Dom and Rhea just in the ring, no entrance, just like straight to it. Cody comes out and there's just pretty much a bit of banter between him and Dom. Cody kind of like absolutely lances into him, calling him a child. He's a disappointment to his father. What's he gonna do and stuff like that? And then Dom just basically walks out, just walks out like he. Cody tries to kind of jinx him back into it. And then Dom just kind of walks away.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. Then we had Nakamura versus Ricochet. I had no interest in this match because I think it's already happened like 3 or 4 times. I don't care about it at all. So like it wasn't something I had really much any kind of hope for.
If you ever wanted to make me care about Ricochet less than I already do, this was the way to do it.
Yeah, it's just not something hyping for me. And then this was followed by Riddle backstage, kind of like, I don't know if it was backstage, I've just ripped Riddle here, but he's just basically accepting that he wants to fight Gunther at Money in the Bank,
Yeah.
which will be a bang for a match.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, followed by that, we had... I just had to write a message there, I do apologise. Dom basically says he wants a match tonight. And he's got a perfect opponent that he wants to fight. Do you know who I thought it was going to be?
Go on.
I honestly thought they were going to bring James Ellsworth back for a match.
Oh, really?
I thought, it just felt like it was the way they were wording it. I didn't think it was going to be someone on the roster. It was just going to be, Gilberg. Someone like that, you know.
Gilberg.
Ronda versus Raquel, I rated it 1.25 stars. Ronda won by a roll-up because there was a bit of distractions and stuff like that. It was just a build towards Money in the Bank. Rollins was there. He was hyping the Money in the Bank match that he's going to have, and I forgot who was fighting. Balor, that's who was fighting. And then Balor attacks again, but this time Rollins kind of staves it off. Ciampa's back, and he was annoyed. The reason he fought the Miz last week and kind of attacked him was because I completely forgot this was a thing. I forgot he was Miz's lackey.
Yeah.
And he was wearing all like the green.
Yeah, the green and silver stuff.
Yeah. So I completely forgot that was a thing. So yeah, literally, that made more sense to me suddenly because it just when that just like a part of history. Didn't seem like it happened. That just didn't in my head seem like it happened.
It didn't feel like it was happening when it was happening. So
yeah. So this was supposed to lead to a Miz and Ciampa match, but Miz absolutely lays waste to Ciampa, like absolutely beats the crap out of him prior to the match, and then he hits the skull crushing finale on him on the outside. So this is a rivalry that's going to continue. Like literally. I don't know if I want to see this after one match.
Yeah, I know it's. I don't want to see it.
Yeah,
Ciampa's wasted on Miz. Miz has his good moments, and he is good to like be a heel and get someone over a little bit. But I don't think Ciampa needs any getting over. I think everyone knows who he is.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the WWE are weird when they bring people back. We then had Imp KO next. Imp KO, I've called them the Imperium / KO trio, with Sammy thrown on top. So basically it's the same argument. KO going, why are you just turning up? But I think this time they interrupted Imperium and said you were your own medicine. And then this is where Riddle ends up getting his title opportunity.
Yeah.
Dom versus Akira Tozawa. I rated it 0.5 star. Dom, there was no point. Dom won the match. And then he made it sound like he was going to win and be big hype at Money in the Bank. Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine if Dom wins?
There's a chance, though. That's the worst thing.
Yep.
There is a chance. Like, especially with the heel. There is a chance that he I think there's a good chance.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, shenanigans. Carmelo Hayes, is there to have a match with Finn Balor. He was basically saying you won't want to miss this. It's obviously open his match. Then Lynch there was just like a Money in the Bank women's thing, which I didn't really care about.
It was the summit that you're
yeah. I hate that kind of thing. I honestly it's just pointless to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had no interest in that. Gunther then had a match with Zayn. I rated this 3.5 stars. It was just a really good match. Once again, Gunther picks up a win, which momentum, and Gunther is just a tank.
Yep.
Alpha Academy coaching Maxine Dupree to fight Thingy at some point. I don't care. I'm slowly losing faith with Alpha Academy as well because it's just there. Natalia, she's living in the past. I don't care about Natalia at all. Just get her off my screen now. Natalia needs to disappear for a while.
Yeah.
Because she's done nothing. She doesn't need to be there. Balor and Hayes are rated 2.75 stars. It was fine. Balor picked up the win, obviously. And then Rhodes versus Damian Priest are rated 3 stars. It was a fine main event, and it was always going to be Rhodes. Rhodes, that was going to win the match.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with... Priest can take a loss at the minute. And he is pretty much the pin taker of Judgment Day at the moment. Hopefully,
it's because Dom's got over. That's all it is, isn't it? Like if Dom wasn't as booed as he used to be, it wouldn't be as bad. But yeah, because Dom is getting booed out of the arena, obviously it makes sense for him to pick up wins.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, it'll turn around for Priest though, because he is like every match he has is good. So I mean, he's due another title run, mid card definitely, and then what happens with Judgment Day? Hopefully, they push him towards the main event because he's got it in him. So let's hope.
Yeah. Like anyone in that whole team, like Balor obviously, then Dom could get towards the main event from the heat he's getting. Rhea's in the main event technically for women, and then Balor. Yeah. But yeah, that was the end of Raw. It was all right.
Yeah, not as, like we said, the same with both WWE shows. Not great, but not bad. So, we'll move on to Collision. Second week of Collision, not in Chicago.
Yeah. So this was what I was worried about, and to be fair, it wasn't as bad. It didn't go as downhill as I expected it to be.
It still wasn't as good though.
Yeah, but yeah. So Jericho was in the Jericho came down. Suzuki was already in the ring, which I didn't even notice. Then, like, they were speaking about Sting, and then he was threatening, and then here comes Sting. So Tony's in the middle of the ring, Tony Schiavone, who should stay away from Collision. They've got Nigel McGuinness, and they've got Kevin Kelly.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Excalibur anywhere near it, which he hasn't been so far. And I don't want Tony Schiavone to be on it. I want it to be a show full of less of these people.
Yeah, just something completely different.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously Tony Schiavone. As soon as Sting goes, for no reason. So Sting and Darby were in the ring, and then they announced the third man to their team, Naito. I knew it was going to be and it was good. I enjoyed Naito coming down, and Chris Jericho, like, what the hell? Just like, because obviously he's the only person that's beat him. Yeah. Naito's going to be at Forbidden Door.
Yeah, I'm sure Suzuki has never had an entrance on AEW, ever.
Yeah, he's had a few, I remember it, because it's Carson, Carson.
Don't worry, it must have been the first time. It must have been the first time he was on, because there was uproar about him not getting his entrance.
Yeah. What happened with that one was that he had his entrance, but they cut it short from where, because basically Suzuki's entrance, did you watch Forbidden Door?
I didn't watch all of it. I've seen the stuff I wanted to see.
So Suzuki's entrance, he has this thing where he gets the ropes to the ring, and then there's like a sound like, Adam Cole's boom. Yeah. It's like the knee and there, and then all the fans scream it and stuff. But they literally cut the song at that part. And then that's why it was called the Suzuki incident. Right. Where were you when the Suzuki incident happened?
I do remember it happening, but I just couldn't remember the ins and outs of it.
Yeah, but yeah, it was funny. Miro did this weird promo about his Redeemer stuff, and then he said he was gutless at the end. Miro called himself gutless, and I'm really confused by what he means by this.
I thought this was a good promo.
It was good, but it was just the ending. I'm gutless, and it's like, it's like, okay, that's something you really want to call yourself. Swerve versus Tanahashi, I rated 2 3/4 stars. It was fine. Tanahashi was always going to win, but Swerve had a good match.
Yeah.
MJF was on the Titantron. He was saying it's like, this will be like a proper match, and we're not fighting your indie Japanese grappling style. Just generally being a dick as usual.
Yeah.
Andrade versus Brody King, rated 3 stars. It was a good match. Ended up with Andrade getting mauled again by Murphy from disqualification.
Yeah.
Christian Cage comes down. He does a promo. People are going to have to earn the title now. TNT Championship going to earn it. There's no like these open challenges, and now and forever, he said at the end, just to kind of throw a WWE mock in there. Nyla versus Willow, rated at 2.5 stars. Willow won. Nyla appeared though. Outcasts just talked about Sky and stuff like that. I don't care about that either. Scorpio Sky is back. Then Powerhouse Hobbs had a squash match for a quarter a star. Scorpio Sky's back, and they're trying to build it like people should care.
I forgot he was even there.
Yeah, and they're trying to say, oh, he's a 75-time TNT champion. Everyone's held the TNT title.
Yeah.
I also held it at one stage, if you look back at their history. Then the 8-man tag, I rated 3.5 stars. It was a good 8-man tag. And surprisingly, Bullet Club Gold won.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed that they won, because they need that.
Juice Robinson is so good.
Yeah, no, he is very good. To be fair, previous podcasts, he was I wasn't getting him, but now I kind of get what he is. Jay White's actually done well with him, and I now like that they've kind of added the guns properly to the Bullet Club Gold.
Well, the thing was Jay White signing, yeah, Juice Robinson, in my opinion, has been better.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's because they don't know what to do with Jay White.
No.
Jay White should be the Intercontinental Championship, whatever, International Champion or whatever they call it. Jay White should have that title, and he would give him the TNT title, actually, thinking about it. Let him raise the TNT title out of the fucking rubble.
Yeah, get him to take it off in orange bollocks, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, no, yeah, hopefully they can kind of sort it out. But yeah, Collision was fine. It wasn't as good as last week, but it wasn't terrible, which is what I don't need in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, we may as well just jump straight into Forbidden Door, because it's probably going to be the longest.
Yeah, as I said, no, it probably won't, to be fair. I've only got match ratings. So let's have a look into Forbidden Door. I keep needing to move my fucking paper everywhere because I've watched SmackDown and Raw. And here we go. MJF versus Tanahashi kicked off Forbidden Door. I rated 2.5 stars because it was pants.
Because Tanahashi cannot move.
Yeah, and they kept playing this thing that you can't work the turn because he fell off the turnbuckle at Collision, which I completely forgot to mention. They made the whole match about him not being able to climb a fucking turnbuckle.
Yeah.
I've seen Tanahashi the previous time he was at Forbidden Door fly up these turnbuckles. What's happened?
Yeah. He doesn't move well. I don't.
Yeah, because he's old. Oh,
I know,
he's the 8th New Japan, but why are they building him in?
No, just stop wheeling him out. Just like he's clearly very, very old.
Yeah, it's not like he's stuck. Like Minoru Suzuki and Ishii can get away with it because they're just hit and hope going to go.
They just run one style. That's the problem. Yeah. Tanahashi's style is the one style you can't do when you're slow and old.
Yeah, and this match would have been better if there wasn't a title on the line. Because
you knew what was
MJF was probably still going to win either way, but like there was a chance Tanahashi could win if from something. But yeah, there was just no point. Yeah. It's the same with another match we'll bring up later. 2.5 stars around that. It was a bit meh. Like it's an average rating, but for that kind of caliber of match, it was a bit meh.
Yeah, for the card as well, not great.
Yeah. So next up, we had CM Punk versus Kojima. I rated it 3.25 stars. I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
start-wise,
Punk looked good.
Yeah, yeah, and Kojima didn't like. Kojima's an old guy as well, but he didn't struggle in the match. They wrestled to his style. It was fun. They did the pet pocking thing, which they both do. The lariats were insane, and then Punk eventually won with the GTS, I believe. Yeah. I don't think he made him tap, did he? I remember him having an icon of voice on. No one tapped, did they? All night.
No.
Thinking about it. Yeah. Fatal 4-way, Cassidy versus Shibata versus Garcia, and he said Gracie then, versus Zack Sabre Jr. I rated this 3 stars. I thought it was good, but people are raving about this match, and I don't see why.
As soon as I saw the result, I didn't watch it. This was one of the ones I did not watch as soon as I saw Orange Cassidy and won.
Yeah, like Cassidy was always going to win. That what let it down once again. There was some good submission holds, good strikes and stuff like that, but it wasn't for me. Like it wasn't all over there. Yeah. So yeah, it was fine for what it is. 3 stars is a good rating. It's just you expected more from it.
Yeah.
Sonada versus Jungle Boy. Once again, I rated that 3 stars because Sonada was always going to win this match. It was better than Tanahashi versus MJF because at least Sonada's young and can wrestle, and Jungle Boy can wrestle, so they could throw a decent contest-ish. Yep.
I just don't care for Jungle Boy. He should not be in this match.
we'll get to Dynamite, but that will also add to the I don't care Jungle Boy train.
Yeah, well, I mean, we might as well talk about it because it happened here. The turn was an afterthought of all afterthoughts because they cut away and nothing had happened, and then randomly the commentator goes, "Something's happening," and then they cut back and nothing's happened, and then like 10 seconds later he clotheslines him. I'm like, what has just happened?
Oh yeah, like you knew it was going to happen anyway, and I didn't care. Because I know Jungle Boy's going to be a terrible heel unless they give him a manager.
Yeah, he can't talk.
Because he can't talk. The most scripted promo in the world he did on Dynamite. I'll speak about it now and just miss it in Dynamite. Did the most scripted promo in the world. He's acting like he's a big shot and like he's a Hollywood star. He said, he's fucking the hottest girl in AEW. Is he going out with Sky Blue now?
No, Anna Jay.
Is Cole Fletcher's going out with Anna Jay now?
No, Carl Fletcher's going out with Sky Blue.
Oh, is that what? Oh, okay, that's what it was going. For some reason in my head I thought it was the other way around, but yeah, because I don't really care about their dating preferences. Yeah. But Cole Fletcher's doing alright for himself. Oh, yeah. And then so I don't care about Jungle Boy. Next up, we had the BCC versus the Elite King and Ishii. I rate this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was absolute chaos. Referee-wise, it was still pointless. They kept doing like the tag thing, but then deciding to all run in, so it was kind of pointless that way. And Ishii picked up the win, which was the biggest surprise out of everything. I thought Kingston would pick up the win, but Ishii fucking picked up the win, and dominantly as well. Because AEW messed up Ishii every time he's been here. He always loses. He just dominate one. No shit's given. It's like he decided to win as well. It was just like, I'm going to win this.
Yeah. I'm going to go against the grain and just make someone sit down for 3.
But yeah, there was good storytelling. Obviously, Claudio and Eddie's the main part of this, but I did like the John Moxley side of it, that Eddie kept protecting John Moxley from attacks. It was like, it made sense, but it made no sense at the same time. It was like, he was about to get double sweet chin music, super kick, and then he just pushed him out of the way. But yeah, so the BCC lost, but yeah, it was fine. I don't mind it. Yeah. Willow versus Tony are rated 3 stars. This was another match that it was good, but it was also so predictable. Tony wasn't going to lose to Willow Nightingale. No,
never. Not on this earth. Not even without the title on the line was this match ever going to go any other way.
Yeah, and it was fine. It was a good match. Like there is good offense and so forth. Willow's really good at firing up.
Yeah.
But Tony was always going to win. Surprisingly, match of the night, and it was next, which was Omega versus Ospreay. I rated this 4 3/4 stars. No, I didn't, Frozzy. It was 5.
I was about to lose my mind.
I should have let that settle for a bit. No, yeah, this is one of these ones that I don't break my own rankings of 5 stars because I'm not Mount saying a 5-star rating's how things work.
Yeah.
Like a film, it's a 6-star film. No, it's a 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, this probably would be the one that could break it if I ever wanted to, but I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah, so good.
Ospreay, Omega was battering Ospreay for a bit just to kind of follow up from the last match. Then Ospreay returned it with the brutal headshots on the
announce desk.
The announce table. Like he was trying to put his head through it, and it just wasn't happening. He just kept doing it.
Yeah.
Then Omega did it on the steel steps to him, and that was horrible as well. Both guys were busted. Like some of the moves that the Callis got thrown out because he tried to grab Omega, but then he got brought back early. That's the only thing that was kind of
pointless. That
the weird security guys don't understand why they were there. They weren't even used.
No, didn't do any security.
Yeah. So they were there. Ospreay, there was a lot of kickouts, which I didn't mind. Omega kicked out of his. No one's kicked out the one wing angel that I remember. I think that's still a thing, except now Omega kicked out the one wing angel at 1, which was incredible. It was. I really enjoyed. It's just how it was just like disdain of like fuck you, Ospreay.
I know. The only thing I don't like about it is that he got absolutely mauled by a screwdriver before it.
Yeah.
And that's like from a psychology point of view, it makes no sense, but for the moment, it was fantastic.
Yeah, and then fucking Ospreay hit a Tiger Driver. I think it was 91. They call it, where it's just on your head like that.
I thought he was dead. I was like, oh no. Here we go. Big injury coming up.
Yeah, there was Oz cutters. Kenny hit like fucking the knee. Fucking Fingy Ospreay hit the Ibushi knee as well, the Kamagoye. Fucking V-triggers, one wing angels, flipping Stormbreaker was hit twice.
Yeah.
So good. And eventually Ospreay kind of just hit him with 75 finishes, and Omega just died.
Yeah.
It was fatality at this point. And Ospreay is your new United States champion in the
United States heavyweight champion.
So there's going to be a third match, and I'm hoping it's at All Out because I want to see it live.
All in.
I don't care. I want to see it live.
Yeah, no, there's talk that is where it's going to happen. Yeah, it's All In that you're going to.
Ospreay has to win, don't he? Yes. Then again, Kenny didn't lost in Canada, or I'm going to say Canada.
They put the press conference after Ospreay said that he would love to wrestle at the show. So the chances are Tony Khan's going to book him now that he said that 100%.
Of course he is. Well, it makes sense.
So hopefully, if it's not Omega, hopefully it's a one-on-one match with someone good.
Yeah, it's got to be Omega. I feel like it's going because I can't see where between because it's only August, so it's like 2 months. So I can't see a big pay-per-view between there. There's not like a big New Japan pay-per-view that you could randomly put that on. Intro.
Before what happened, you probably could have done Ospreay Bryan, but
yeah. So obviously that needs to carry on, which we'll get to that as well. So we'll move on to a match which it was good placed, I'll be honest, because they needed a match between the this and the Okada match. So we had the 6-man tag, Lasuki Gods, I don't know what they were calling it, versus Darby Allin, Sting, and Naito. I rated it 3 stars. It was good, but the finish was a bit fucked.
Yeah.
Naito won with like one of his like really quick roll-ups, but I just didn't expect it.
Yeah.
But it was fun and like it was good to see Jericho and Sting-ish.
Sting-ish.
Naito versus Jericho was more of my interest.
Sting-ish. That's what
Sting-ish.
he is now. Yeah.
Sting-ish.
Because he's sort of like him, but he's not because he's old.
Yeah. So it was fine.
Yeah.
It was just there to kind of break up the matches.
It had to.
And then we had Okada versus Omega. Okada versus Bryan Danielson. I rated this 4.5 stars. What let this down was that Forbidden Door was so long.
Yep.
And at this point, I'd watch it in like 2 to 3 different set like time periods because I didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
And I was just falling asleep nearly at the Okada match. Not because it was a bad match, it was just because it was just so long.
Yeah.
Not the Okada match itself. But it was a good match. There was some good moves, like Okada hit his tombstone on the entrance ramp, and he actually did it really smartly. Like he backed up, so he knew what he was doing rather than just suddenly doing it on the entrance ramp.
Yeah.
Bryan went for Psycho knees. It ended I really like the ending as well. That Bryan made Okada tap. Yeah. No one makes Okada tap. Bryan fucking Danielson makes Okada tap, and he did it with a really fucky move as well. Like all his limbs are just everywhere, and like the way he was crucified, it was good. Good ending.
Yeah, it was, and with 10 minutes to go, he broke his arm. So I mean, even more impressive.
Yeah, exactly. So that match ain't gonna happen again for a while.
No, because God knows how long Bryan's gonna be out for now.
Yeah, it was a clean snap that as well, wasn't it?
Have you seen the X-ray? It looks grim.
Yeah, not good.
No.
But yeah, that was the end of Forbidden Doors.
Yeah.
Overall, I'd say there's probably 3 good matches on there. There was no really good matches. Obviously, Ospreay's the dog, extremely good. But then you had 2 really good matches. You had some all right to good matches, and then you had some why are you there matches.
MJF and Sanada and Jungle Boy.
Yeah, Sanada and Jungle Boy only kind of got to 3 stars because he was slightly better. But and there was a bit of
We'll leave Forbidden Door there, and we'll close that door for another year, and we will move on to AEW Dynamite.
Yes. Dynamite kicked. Did it kick off there? No, it didn't. Sorry, I've got like a OneNote at the bottom of one page, and then it goes into this page. Dynamite started with Moxley versus Ishii. I rated this 3.25 stars because this is the kind of shit I like. Just people hitting each other. Both busted open. Ishii just don't give a shit. Moxley don't give a shit, and they just absolutely whammed each other. Then Eddie came down mid-match, and I was wondering what the fuck's happening, but the BCC actually came down without you seeing them, which was good as well. I like that they didn't show them coming down. And then what I really liked about this as well is they did the story of so Eddie was just like on the ramp and Moxley just bumped him, just like kind of bumped and was carried on at the entrance. So he just shoulder barged him and carried on at the entrance. So they're carrying on with that. Backstage we have MGF and Adam Cole pull up in 2 separate cars coming towards each other like they're going to crash randomly. MGF's trying to become his smarmy self again. Do you know when he was trying to get in with like Chris Jericho and stuff like that? He's trying to become friendly with Adam Cole.
Yeah.
They've got merch already. He's made some merch, which is "We're better than you, baby." A shirt that says that. And they're gonna have some bonding session. But Adam Cole says he needs to speak to a few people, and then MGF's annoyed that he has to stay there because he doesn't want to be there. Mox is backstage with Renee Paquette. Renee's like raging at Moxley, just saying, "What? This is insane. Why are you falling out with Eddie? You know, you need to fucking sort this shit out." You know, like I don't want all this blood and guts and shit. Which makes sense because Renee's just like at the moment it's like your husband's bleeding every week. Probably should talk to him about that.
Yeah.
Then what was it? No, Kingston comes up to Moxley, and then Moxley just starts raging at Kingston and says, "I don't give a shit about your Shikara bullshit rivalry that you had about 20 years ago. Get it sorted."
Yeah.
Then Renee rages at Eddie, saying, "You just get it, like I'm sick of this. Just get it sorted," and kind of walks off. So yeah, it's all hyping up with there.
Yeah.
Then the AEW clicked the random match generator and pulled out of their ass the Jazz Society of Daniel Garcia and Matt Menard and Angelo Parker versus Keith Lee, Orange Cassidy, and Alva Kingo Kango. What kind of tag team is that? Like, just literally press the random number, like the random generator, and fucking throw it for everyone. Who could we put together?
Yeah.
DP's doing Fight Forever on Twitch, by the way, people, if you want to watch it. He'll probably be streaming exactly when this video comes out. I rated 2 3/4. It was fine. Didn't really care. And I believe the faces won. It was just a fun mess. The Hang Bucks are backstage. The Hung Bucks. They don't call them the Hung Bucks anymore because the name's ridiculous, but I'm going to continue it because they decided to call it originally. So fuck you. So the Hung Bucks are basically having it's technically an open challenge match for 3-on-3 people. Dark Order come out to them backstage and go, like, what's going on? And then Adam is just laughing, kind of going, you know, you don't want to fight us. What we can do, we'll sort out like a 6-man, like a 12-man tag. And the Dark Order getting really annoyed because obviously Hangman's just kind of just left them.
Yeah.
Completely and got back with his friends, and he went, well, the Young Bucks, you know, they were getting with the BCC, so I had to kind of help them out, and then Dark Order having none of it. Absolutely none of it. So obviously this was followed up by Le Sex Gods backstage, but the Painmaker, they need more time, and then Jericho said something about white paint, but it's going to be rubbed in the dirt, but I think he got really confused by what he was saying. So it was a really awful promo, I'll be honest. It's like it made no sense to what I think he actually wanted to do. So yeah, it was just there. Now, what let this down? The next match was another 6-man tag. So previously, obviously, we had that random fuckery match. Next up, we had the Elite versus the Dark Order. I rated it 3 stars because I did enjoy it, but it was just long because I just literally saw a 6-man tag prior to this.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't have 2 6-man tags in a row. Eventually, basically Hangman didn't want to fight the Dark Order for a lot of this, but eventually he kind of decided to fight them because he was getting annoyed. They could have sold this for ages, this kind of rivalry of Hangman not getting involved.
Yeah.
Probably done it a few weeks, but they kind of just shot at it. We're out in this match and no one cares already. Then straight after this match, the BCC come down and absolutely maul the Elite. Dark Order are standing in the ring, and they just go, "You chose who you wanted to be with," and left, which was really cool. I really liked that. It was like, I thought, "Oh, well, Evil Winner's going to jump in. It's my friends." You chose who you wanted to be with. Yeah. They just watched them get absolutely obliterated. So that was good. Enjoy that. That's a smart booking of the Dark Order. They've been shafted by Hangman. Now get it sorted.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see which way they go with it. But...
Yeah, Dark Order and BCC. That's what I want.
12-man tag.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
are you waiting for there?
I was just trying to think in my head who I could add, and I was like, yeah, yes. MGF Cole backstage. Strong was there, and then MGF called it, "Hello, generic white man." Oh, fuck's sake. Then Strong was going, you can't be team building with this boss. And then MGF, Cole goes with MGF, and he goes, "Yeah, let's leave. You made me stay here longer than I wanted to this shit place. This place sucks," and they're both getting the car. MGF just running down this thingy. I fucking love MJF. Jungle Boy, that promo, I won't go into it. Huck chased him off, and then he dived into a car and drove off. Soho versus Alexa Nicole, quarter star, Soho won.
Yeah, this was because Britt Baker's not well.
Yeah. So they must have had COVID or something like that.
Because Cole was out as well when he was meant to fight Lawler.
Yeah. And then, did you know Johnny Nitro, Johnny Hennigan, Johnny GCW, Johnny whatever his name is in AEW?
Yes. He was on.
Do you know what he's called?
Oh, it's Johnny TV or something. Johnny Television. Yeah.
I didn't know he was there, but yeah, he's going to be on Rampage again or Collision. And then we had the Le Sex Gods versus Steptoe and Son. That's what I've called them, Darby Allin and Sting. Rated 3 1/4 stars. It was a fun match, and Sting made Jericho tap, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
But it's going to continue, so we're going to have a Sting Jericho match.
Yay.
But yeah, that was the end of Dynamite.
Yeah, so I mean, not a great Dynamite by the sounds of it. With the highlights probably being MJF and Adam Cole segments.
Ishii and Moxley was good.
I was going to say Ishii and Moxley at the start, yeah, probably. But after that, it was just sort of another show that was there. But yeah, it's 5 shows. One was, I would say one was standout, which was probably should be with Forbidden Door, purely because of Ospreay and Omega and Okada and Bryan, which I think everyone knew was going to be the case. But yeah, I would implore anyone to go and watch Ospreay and Omega. If you never watched wrestling in your life and for some reason you've stumbled across this video, go and watch this match because it's insane.
Yeah, stumbling across it. We're everywhere. Everywhere you look on an advertisement, we're there.
Yeah, that's it. We're going to be on in Piccadilly on the advertising screen soon. just a picture of me, you, and DP.
Wanted sign next to DP.
Yeah, and we'll leave it there. But yeah, as always, fun show. Thank you for reviewing it all again, Ray. We do appreciate it. You can catch us on Twitter at the HCW Show, on Twitch at the HCW Show, on Instagram HCW Show, and on Facebook the HCW Show. Everything is up here and there. And then you've got my Twitter handle here. You've got rates over there. We've got the Discord link in the video description, so make sure you join the Discord. And we do try and be active there, but it's where most of the videos get posted as well. So anytime there's a new video that goes out, if you want to see it, you'll see it in the Discord because it goes live straight away.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, get involved, and obviously if we get more people in there, it'll be a lot more active as well. So yeah, stay tuned because we have got more stuff coming up, as Ray alluded to earlier. Probably as this video is going out, DP is going to be streaming AEW Fight Forever. And if he isn't now, we're both going to look stupid. So yeah, got some good stuff coming up. Keep your eyes peeled. Have you got anything to add, Ray?
Watch out for the RC Singh interview.
Yes, it is coming.
Oh God.
Yeah, it is.
I was going to make a joke,
but yeah, we will catch you on the next one. See you soon.
Bye.